the Secretary of State one day comes out and clearly says, I wouldn't describe this as a war. That's the wrong terminology. It's the wrong analogy to use. I don't want people to get into a war fever pitch about this. And then the next day, the White House and the Pentagon are both talking about, yes, we're at war with ISIS in the same way that we're at war with Al-Qaeda around the world. So there's been a change in messaging here that occurred over the course of about 12 to 24 hours. Why the change in messaging?
No, I think we've been pretty clear on this, and we will continue to be clear about exactly what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, and the disciplined fashion in which we're going to carry it out to ensure that we degrade and ultimately destroy this menacing organization called ISIL.
This latest tape, one thug with a knife and a camera, basically is now terrorizing two nations. 2 American hostages killed, now a British hostage killed, another one being threatened. With all the resources at the president's disposal, and those of the United Kingdom as well, can you give the American people one reason why this guy is continuing to do this?
Well, we're obviously outraged at the behavior, and we've made clear our determination to make sure that we're taking every step possible to protect our people, and then to make sure that the long arm of American justice finds and brings to justice those who would perpetrate such actions. That's exactly what we're going to do here, John.
But that's kind of a long goal. What can you do in the immediate to get this guy? I mean, is there no way that you can go in and stop this guy from doing what he's doing?
I've said on your show before that we do what we say and we say what we do. That's what we're going to do here.
Now, when you look at what the families are going through, there's another family that has to hear about a tape of a loved one being beheaded. I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but David Haynes has a young child. And what these families are going through is just unimaginable. Yet we hear from the families of James Foley and Steven Sotloff that when they met with the White House, they were told, don't you dare try to ransom your hostage because you'll be prosecuted if you do that. And they're very upset about the way that the White House handled this. Why would the White House say something like that to them?
Well, as a father myself, I can only imagine the very difficult circumstances that the Foley and the Sotloff family are going through. My heart goes out to them. My prayers are with them, obviously. In terms of what was communicated to the families, in the midst of many, many meetings over the course of this very difficult circumstance, we obviously made clear that what the law is. Now, we didn't threaten anybody, but we made clear what the law is. That's our responsibility, is to make sure that we explain the law and uphold the law.
They interpret that as a threat.
The third thing that's really important here is that we took every effort and will continue to take every effort to secure our people. That included an operation that has now been made public that the president himself said was risky and flawlessly carried out in a very daring fashion by our military. Hundreds of people in a multi-unit, multi-platform effort, which is something about which we're all very proud, but still haunted by the fact that we were not able to find our people and to rescue them.
Is there any way you can go back and try that again, or is the cat out of the bag now?
If there is, we will.
Go back and do it.
If there is, we will.
Let's take a look at the overall plan here, because there's some skepticism on Capitol Hill as to whether or not this is going to work. Let's listen to what the Speaker of the House said about that earlier this week.